All right, good afternoon. We'll get started in just a few minutes. All right, give it like one more minute, let everybody get in.
Sounds good.
All righty, so let's get started. Good afternoon. Welcome to our Motivation Monday. This is our second one, and on deck we have Andy Fernandez from Planked Fitness. He's going to share with us a few tips about how to stay motivated in when you're feeling down or in a crappy situation. So, Andy, I'm just going to pass it over to you and take it away.
Awesome. Hey guys, how's it going? And thanks for joining. Thank you, Chamber of Commerce, for having me on. I'm pumped to be on here because it kind of breaks up the monotony of the day-to-day, staying at home, lockdown, what have you. And there's a lot of things that are different now. And so this is fun for me to kind of just, explore what's keeping me motivated, what's keeping my members motivated, and, everything in between. Just to give you a rundown of me, I am the owner of Planked Fitness. I have locations in Glen Mills and Springfield. We have an awesome community of members. We do small group personal training. We focus on weight loss, strength training, positive mindset, staying motivated, and just getting into the lifestyle of always having forward momentum. And we're in a time right now where, if you had some awesome momentum going on, it might have came to a screeching halt, or, if you were about to take that next step in your life, maybe that step isn't there anymore for you to take. So now we're in a position where we have to pivot. And you might not know where to pivot. You might not know how to pivot. And that's okay, because we're in unprecedented times right now. And that's kind of just the way it is. So I just have a couple things for you guys today. I have 4 tips on how to stay positive and motivated. I also have 5 essential exercises that you could do anytime at home just to keep you moving. And I'll kind of go over why those exercises are important. And if we're allowed at the end, and if there's time, I have a little message from Ryan Howard that I got him to do for my members, but I'm happy to show you guys as well, because it's super motivating and uplifting, and it's very cool to hear from the 2008 World Series champion as he gives some little personal motivational tips. So with that, I got some tips for you guys. 4 tips, actually 5 tips on how to stay positive and motivated during all of this. My first one was super easy for me to think of, and it's go easy on yourself. That's rule number 1. Go easy on yourself. When this first started happening, I saw a lot of business entrepreneurs and business-oriented people and influencers online talking about, how this is a great time for individuals to put in that time while they don't have to work and while they're at home to better yourself and to maybe get certified in something, get education, read books, this and that, whatever. It was overwhelming. I think that's kind of bogus to expect all of a sudden, now that we're in quarantine and there's a global pandemic, to expect more of yourself than, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't expect more of yourself. I'm just saying that in times like these, there's a lot of stress going on. And I think if you can maintain and you can create a mindset that's going to get you through this, and when you get to the other side, you hit the ground running when you're able, then do that. But right now, there's so many stressors to put an extra weight on your back and to expect that you're going to put in 10-hour days trying to learn something brand new or be a brand new someone at the end of this. I just think that's a little unrealistic of an expectation. I think you should kind of always be in that mindset anyway. It's kind of a forever growth mindset, not just, hey, let me compartmentalize as much as I can into this 1 or 2 months and see what happens. It's more just like, all right, what can I do to get into a mindset where, I'm bettering myself every day, and I have a little bit of a plan to where, not just at the end of a lockdown, but at the end of this year, and at the end of 3 years, at the end of 5 years, I'm just constantly spinning the wheel on how to make myself a better version. Don't just try to do it during a lockdown, because I think you'll stress yourself out and you'll overwhelm yourself, and you probably won't do anything. You might get it just might be too much. So go easy on yourself. Take that as you will, with a grain of salt. Tip number 2, set crushable goals. So instead of creating just one big goal at the end of this, I'm going to be X, Y, or Z. Try to do little mini X, Y's, and Z's every single day. Miniature wins make you feel good. And that feel good is actually the production of dopamine in your body. And dopamine is a hormone that's going to tell you to do it again and again and again and again and again. So if you can do little mini wins, set little mini goals, and achieve them every day, many of them every day, you're just going to start that wheel. So, that 1 year, 3 year, 5 year thing I was just talking about, it's just going to naturally happen to you. And it's going to happen seamlessly and easily. You're not even going to have to think about it because, those little mini wins are going to help you just create that lifestyle shift. And it's automatic. So that's that. 3, treat your body better. All right. So, you can talk about hormones as far as, reaching your goals, but you can also talk about your hormones and how you feed your body is how your hormones are going to kind of balance. All right. So 1, to get off the hormone thing, there's a lot of small restaurants that need our support right now. There's a lot of takeout options right now. You could totally take out, but take out healthy too. All right. So try to get off the stromboli, pizza and fries every day of the week diet and try to go lean and green. Give your body things that it needs right now to perform, to stay energized, to keep you focused and hydrated. The more we eat that crappy stuff, the more we're going to produce a hormone maybe called cortisol. And cortisol is it's kind of like a warning hormone that tells our body to hold on to body fat, and it just makes us feel tired and sluggish. We might not sleep well at night, and lack of sleep can also cause weight gain, which is what we're trying to watch out for right now. But if you feed your body right, you're essentially feeding your cells right. So if you're getting those dark leafy greens in, your spinach, maybe have a smoothie in the morning with protein, you're feeding your cells, and healthy cells make healthy chemicals. And those healthy chemicals are, again, the production of dopamine. So dopamine, again, that feel-good chemical, when it goes off in your brain, you want to do it again. You hear about people with that runner's high, and it's totally a legit thing. You don't have to run just to get the runner's high, but anything you do that maybe gets your heart rate up and makes you feel good, and there's a win that you're going to get after it, that's perfect, and that's exactly how to do it. So eat well, and if you need to hit me up and ask me some tips on how to eat well in all of this, I'll totally help you out. Tip number 4, embrace change. I think, we've all been kind of forced to embrace this change, but embrace this change, not seeing it in a negative manner, but in a way where you're constantly saying, okay, what can I do now to where this change can make me better? For my own personal example, I'm in a position right now where I'm rewriting my entire business model. I've been 2.5 years open right now. That business model has gotten me Best of Delco accolades that you can see in the background. So it's proven with my members, and they love it, and we get results. And, our training style is not going to change, but the model has to change to accommodate to the times and to accommodate to, sanitary expectations now that gyms are going to have. And so, rewriting that, the first 2 weeks when this all went down, I was kind of going out of my mind a little bit. There was a lot of what ifs. What am I going to do? I was in a really negative, kind of a dark space, which, again, to be expected. But I went to my rule number 1. I went easy on myself, and I set some crushable goals, many wins along the way. Okay, what can I do? What's the future going to look like? How are we going to run these workouts where people can't share equipment and they have to stay in one spot, and there has to be a limited amount of members, and I have all these members that are going to want time spots. Okay, so all those questions I started to ask, I started to give myself answers to. I took one question at a time. That question was a goal to answer, and now I answered it. Great, that's a win. Now let's move on, and let's keep this thing rolling. In the first couple of weeks, I wasn't eating great. A couple more alcoholic beverages than I probably normally would. A couple more cheesesteaks from Pinocchio's for convenience, and because it just helps to have that comfort food. But I reeled it in, started to treat my body better, got the right stuff in, and you wake up and you're more focused, you're more dialed in, your workouts are better, your energy levels are higher, and it all just trickles down. So then I embraced the change, and now I'm in this kind of forward-thinking path. I have a plan. I had my green light plan set. You know, I knew I needed my green light plan, so I took a couple weeks to kind of get it set up, and now it's just the fine prints rolled out. And once we're able to open up, I have a 3-phase plan now that I'm working with, and I know it's going to work. I've done the numbers and the projections, and I've surveyed my members to see what they're expecting and what their needs are, all while, you know, adhering to the CDC guidelines and, you know, what my responsibilities are as an owner to my clients to make sure they have the safest and most effective workouts, but also number one, the safest and healthiest workouts that they can get in the environment that we have. So with that, in between all of that, it was also a priority for me to, which is my last tip, to do for others. That's one of our foundational goals as a business and a community, is to do for others. You know, do make safe, think positive. It's not just for ourselves, but it's to do to others. So, you know, right away I reached out to all my healthcare worker members and my frontliners and my essential workers and just asked them what they needed. And it turns out, you know, a simple lunch or a $5 coffee card was like perfect for them as a thank you. And so, you know, over the last 3-4 weeks, I've been just kind of donating lunches to my members and the team that they work with while they're out at work, just to show our sign of appreciation, just to give back a little bit to the community in one of the ways that we do. And that's kind of, you know, been fueling me to keep things moving. You know, the more I can sustain my business and keep my business going, the more I know that I'm going to be able to give back to others in the long run. And, you know, we've been doing it since day one. If you see that trash can behind me, that trash can has been in there since 2017. It's called the hashtag Drop Your Pants trash can. So I know there's a little thing there with Drop Your Pants. But so, you know, with weight loss and dropping your pant line, what we do is we incentivize members to get results, not only for themselves, but to give back to others. And we have a few women's shelters and children's shelters that we donate those pants to in the area. So, you know, not only do we throw our old pants away, but, you know, they also go towards someone else that might need them. And so we're constantly doing that. We're looking forward to doing our Coats for Kids and the Fill Abundance canned goods again. So, you know, it's the fuel to get back to our normal routine of not only getting awesome results, but also giving back to the community around us, is, you know, really keeping a fire lit behind me to just keep moving forward and keep doing what we do. And it just reminds me, you know, why we're here, for the greater purpose of just giving back to those around us and making other people's lives better, you know, as a result of the things that we do in our life too. So those are my tips, and that's why I do them. Hope you guys benefited from that. Now, let's get you guys up. If you guys have some room, we're going to go ahead and move around a little bit. All right, we're going to do some movements that are very beneficial to you right now. So go ahead and get on up. I know you guys can't see me and I can't see you, but let's just trust factor here that we know we're both going to put in some work. All right, so all you guys need is maybe like a bench or a chair that you guys can just put your shoulder blades on. And if you don't have that, I'll give you the alternative. All right, so welcome to my basement. It used to be my man cave. It is no longer my man cave with my band concert. Well, they're still my concert posters, but the nice chairs that I have weren't here anymore. But it's okay, totally cool. I still got my big screen TV that I can see everybody working out on. We run live virtual workouts every day, 6 o'clock, Monday through Friday. Sometimes 4:30, 8 o'clock. It kind of depends on the day, but my members come on like to Zoom, just like you guys. We warm up and we get going. So I'm just going to give you guys 5 exercises to do right now while you guys are kind of sitting. The goal here really is to maintain our movement patterns and efficiency, and to also prevent injury. Now, when we're sitting a lot, you sit with tight hips and you sit hunched over in front of your phone or your computer. So we have a really tight front chain here of our body, and we might have some deactivated or misactivated posterior chain muscles. So we just want to kind of like open up the front and get the backside activated so we aren't pulled in here, which would risk injury and also back pain. So your first movement, you can just do this alternating. It's a reverse lunge to reach. So what you're going to do is you're first going to stick that left leg back. From there, you reach down with your left hand, and you're just going to go ahead and reach up into the sky. So what you want to feel here is your hip flexor opening up as you sink into the floor. All right. I got my hamstrings here nice and stretched out. I can feel a good stretch in my glutes, but we're also getting a little T-spine rotation here. And notice that my palm is facing you. I want to externally rotate my shoulder instead of internally rotated, which is that caved in position. We're really opened up here so we can get that shoulder opened up. Tight muscles are injury prone, so we want to open them up. So you can go ahead and just get it in motion. Put your palm down, stand on up. Let's hit the other leg. And it's just a great move for you to do while you're at home, sitting in front of your TV. If I start doing this, my 2 dogs, they're very big dogs. They come up, they love when I do this because they just lick my face all the time. So I try to do it down here when they're gated off. If you guys have dogs at home, that's a tip to stay positive. Spend time with your dogs. So that's tip number 6 that I'm just adding there on the fly. So you got your reverse lunge to reach. So we got some glute activation and some hip opening that we can do here. So if you have a bench or a chair that you can go ahead and just put your upper back on, go ahead and do that. Your feet are going to be about shoulder width apart. You're going to hike your hips up into the sky and just squeeze your butt. From there, you pretend like someone put a weight down on your hips, and you're just going to drop straight into the ground. Okay, notice how my chest pivoted up, and you're going to punch into the ground again. All right, so in this position, you have nice stretched out flat hips. You're going to take your glutes and pretend you're trying to really tuck them under and squeeze that butt as hard as you can so we can activate the glutes. And just keep that going. All right, you can go ahead and rep it out. Give it a squeeze. Drop down. Rep it out. Give it a squeeze. If you wanted to add some weight onto your lap at home, great way to strengthen up those legs while you guys are there. Okay, now we want to get the shoulders. So we hit the lower body. We're going to get the upper body. And we're also going to stretch out your hamstrings and your butt a little bit. So the first position you want to get into is a hip hinge position. So pretend someone has their fingertips right here and they're just pushing you straight back towards the wall. I got a nice stretch in the hamstrings, feeling it down into my calves, but my back is flat as well. So if you guys see me from the side, I got a flat back, trying not to round. So let's first do some bent W. So you're just kind of making a W with your upper body. Give a big reach up overhead, feel those shoulder blades moving, and then drive it down. I always try to tell people, pretend like you're at the market and you're reaching for that last toilet paper roll up top on that top shelf, grab it, and then yank it down. So give me about 10 seconds of reps here, guys. You really want to feel those shoulder blades moving up and dropping down. All right. You're going to stay in that position. You have a bent Y, so you're going to go ahead and just open up, go thumbs up. You're still in that hinge position. And you're just going to make the letter Y with your body and then drop it in. Again, you can breathe here. Fill those lungs up to more of a capacity than you normally would. And keep that in motion. All right. And then the last one here, we call these black burns. So this is a good way to get your shoulder blades fired up. You're just going to pretend you're a bird with a nice big wingspan here. You're really moving those shoulder blades frontward and backward here like you're trying to pinch a pencil between your shoulder blades. Trust me, if you do this for about 30 seconds, you're really going to feel those back muscles light up here. And back activation is huge because if we have tight chest muscles that can strengthen our back, we're going to really set our posture up for success there. All right. And then your last one, you guys can go ahead and just consider a lane here in your, wherever you're at, in your office, in your house. You're just going to get low and do some nice lateral reaches here with your legs side to side. We don't want to just move in a single plane. We really want to get our body moving side to side as well. And this is a great way still to activate your glutes while you do that as well. You can also turn that into a prisoner squat. So a prisoner squat, you're opening up the chest and you're moving side to side. So you really hit your upper body and lower body there. So they're not super intense. If you want an intense workout, you guys are all invited to come on to plankfitness.com, sign up and get a free week of workouts. And we'll get your heart rate up a little more with that. Your fifth tip is just go outside. It's sunny out. Anytime you're outside, you're moving. And that's just a great way for you to kind of not even have to think about moving your body. Just get out there, get some fresh air, and I promise you'll feel good. So I just have to find my chair. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. So those are my tips. I'll open up the floor. If you guys have any questions, please ask away.
All right. So yeah, Andy, thank you so much. Oh wait, let's see. We do have a question here.
Sure.
Gregory, I'm gonna allow you to talk. Let's see here. Greg, are you there?
I'm here.
All right.
What's up,
Ask
Hey,
away.
thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry, I jumped in a little late. I don't know if you did anything with kettlebell swings, but just I guess the way you basically say air kettlebell swings, since I don't have any kettlebells. I was using a cinder block, and that was a little heavy, a little
That's
cumbersome.
Do
So
you have any resistance bands?
yes.
Okay, perfect. So this is what you can do. Just hang with me so I could set something up. This is a great way to mimic your kettlebell swing. So do your resistance bands look like this? Are they long?
Yeah, they're about that. Yeah, they can be that long.
Right, cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to anchor this to a like a heavy object. You can you maybe close this in your door or rig something up to where when you have the band rigged up, it's not going anywhere. Okay, see that?
Okay.
So from there, I'm going to just go ahead and step in it. Get that band around my hips. And just walk out a little bit and create some tension. So now all you're doing is the first part of a broad jump where you would just cock back and drive. So right away, you have that resistance coming from behind, and you get that glute activation the same way you would in a kettlebell swing. And this is a really great way to really fix your hip hinge. A lot of people go low. You really want to keep that kettlebell. So if you had an actual kettlebell, you would want it tucked right under your center of gravity, which is where that band's pulling me from. Same thing. You're just going to drop and drive. You can do about 20 reps here. Make sure when you get to the top, you're still keeping that core activation. Try not to drive and reach. It's not really about the height in which you get your kettlebell. It's that punch and drive that you're getting through your hips to really lock in there. So that's my best option for kettlebell swings. Now, if you're looking for a more strength-based movement, you could just take that that cinder block. I have a cinder block right here. I put it in a Home Depot bucket. You can just take that cinder block and turn it into deadlifts. So from the side, same thing. You're just hinging through your hips. Once that weight passes your knees, go and drop down, and then drive up in same lock. So kettlebells are great for power. These are great for strength. Deadlifts are a perfect movement to do right now. As we're kind of sitting in this sedentary lifestyle of lockdown, it's a great posterior chain move. I mean, your deadlift's going to work from your shoulder blades for stability all the way down to your hamstrings and calves and quads too.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So if anybody has any other questions, feel free to raise your hand, or if you want to type in the chat or the Q&A box. I had a question. Andy, in the beginning, you were talking about just the different tips of, when you're really down and, drank a little bit more than you should, eat a little bit more than you should, all that stuff. What's kind of like your first step of like, all right, I need to shake this off. I need to move on. I need to pick it up. And, what's kind of your first, I don't know, whether it's your wake up call or your first step of like.
So if I start to go down that tunnel of bad eating and Friday to Sunday was just a wreck, I'm probably going to do some meal prep on Monday. I'm going to make maybe 4 or 5 meals for the week, chicken, greens, all that kind of stuff. This way, it's in there and you're not going to want to waste it, because right now you don't want to go back out to the store for another week. So if you have really good healthy food in your fridge to eat, you're going to probably eat that and not let it spoil. Then maybe go and eat something poor again. And just the act of doing meal prep without even eating the food is, we talk about those wins. That's a win you're going to get, and you're going to want to just keep doing that. And yeah, meal prep is huge. Maybe make a smoothie in the morning on Monday morning, just to kind of start the trickle effect of clean eating, and come up with a plan. And if you want, you can reach out to me and say, hey, Andy, I'm messing up, and I'm going to be like, all right, you owe me a 1-week food log. I'm going to get in your ear about it. So you don't want that.
I think too, after all that cooking, you're ready to, you're going to eat it because you put all that work into it.
Yeah, for sure. I have 2 points to make. So normally with my members, when it's not lockdown life, I always start our nutrition with a cheat meal. All right. And planning that cheat meal at the end of your week. All right. Plan it for Friday or plan it for Saturday. Know what you're going to have. My girlfriend and I, we always know what we're going to have by like Tuesday on the weekends. That's going to keep you thinking about a goal, and it's going to be thinking about an eventual win. Research has shown, again, going back to dopamine and all those good feeling chemicals, that if you actually plan your cheat meal, earn it, have it, it's going to do more good for you than it would ever do bad. But going back to that, you know, we have a 3-to-1 rule right now that we're implementing. It's just you have to have 3 workout days and then a cheat meal day. You know, the reality is right now that we're home and comfort foods are comforting and they're actually beneficial in moderation. And so, you know, if you can just get those mini wins of planning 3 workout days and then your cheat, and you have 2 cheat meals per week, you'll be fine.
Yeah, and then I think it's less of an impulse. You're not so, you know, impulse eating. It's, you know, you're like, all right, well, let me just get to Friday and I can have that pizza.
Yeah, for sure. And impulses are going to make you go down that spiral. If you know, if you have a cheat meal planned for Saturday, but Wednesday comes and you're like, oh, screw it, I'm just going to have, you know, a bag of potato chips. Well, the next day you're going to wake up and you're going to be like, well, I already had the potato chips, so I can have this Reese's cup. Oh, well, I had the Reese's cup, so I can go have my Fellini's spaghetti pasta dinner on Thursday. And then you just fall into that cycle again of almost kind of making excuses because you messed up once, you might as well mess up again. But if you plan your wins, then they're not mess ups. And it's a totally different mindset, and it works 100%.
Right. I think even going back to a business standpoint, then like coming up with a plan also just makes you feel like you're working towards something, even if, you know, you haven't actually done any action yet, but coming up with a plan of what your action is going to be, you know, next step is definitely beneficial.
Yeah, totally. My new business, whatever that is something that's not even been implemented. You know, it's fitness, it's group fitness, but it's totally different. And right now it's merely an outline.
Right.
And putting together an outline is something totally different than what I'm used to. I'm used to coaching every day and helping people on their form and talking to members. I mean, I'm still talking to members about their form and nutrition, but you know, it's hands-on and it's in there and the community's together and my people are with each other, which is a great thing, our community. So it's totally different, but you know, having the plan and knowing that it's going to be implemented is forward progress all the way through.
Absolutely. I apologize. There's a trash truck right outside right now for me.
It's okay.
But yeah, I think too, one of the earlier webinars we had, they said, our speakers said, you know, when a fisherman can't fish, they work on their nets. So I think it's a perfect example, you know, when you can't do the regular day-to-day stuff, you work on the business. What's the next plan? You have to work on a business plan that's going to look so different.
For sure. And I'm even finding now when I'm doing my finances and I'm looking at my numbers and projections that, you know, it might work out better. It might be a plan that is a little more sustainable moving forward, requires a little less. You know, the plan I had before really required me to really pump numbers into the door and try to get as many people in as I could to fill sessions. But, you know, the plan moving forward is a little more minimal. And I think that's going to create a bigger effect for the members and for the business as well. Yeah,
I sat through an event webinar the other day and same thing. It was kind of like, well, moving forward, virtual now is an option that people are open-minded to because this is all you got right now. So when things do get back to the new normal, having a virtual versus and a live option available for everybody is kind of going to be the new norm. So, but anyway, Andy, thank you so much for your time. No questions in the chat box, but I really appreciate your time and your tips today. I'm 7 months pregnant, so as soon as I'm not pregnant anymore, I'm going to try out those exercises.
Did you know what you're having?
We're having a boy.
That's fun. Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you. So yeah, you know, it'll be fun. But thank you everybody who participated today. Feel free to check out our website. We always are updating our site with the new the loan programs and different options that are available to business owners right now, and obviously trying to do different virtual events to keep everybody positive and thinking ahead. And when you can't work on you know, business as usual, you can take a look at your business plan and things like that to help you move ahead. So thank you again, everybody, and Andy, thanks again. And we'll see you all soon.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.